teacher, Brother Darash Yahweh, and my reader tonight is going to be Brother Shamar. So we're going to just jump straight into it. Let's go ahead and get, let's go to Sirach. I want to hit Ecclesiasticus first.
One moment.
One second, Israel. We're having some technical difficulties. Bear with us for a couple of seconds, or a couple of moments, rather. All right, we all good?
Con.
Okay, all praises. So again, the topic of tonight is staying on course. Again, this is Bible Basics, like we do every Tuesday, and I'm your teacher, Brother Darash. So the first thing I want to get, let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. And I want to get Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 1. Because we're in a time right now, a very trying time. There's a lot of tribulation going on. There's a lot of worry going on. A lot of our people are waking up, and some of our people are even falling off. Their faith is getting weak. And a lot of times it comes because we aren't as rooted as we think we are. A lot of our people believe, I'm in this truth, I'm locked in, I ain't never going nowhere, and then all of a sudden tribulations hit them, and trials hit them. Life gets in the way, work gets in the way, family gets in the way, those that are probably not even in the truth. And then your faith really get tested. And a lot of people think that just because they learn that they're an Israelite, that's all they need. They don't understand the importance of reading their scriptures, meditating on their scriptures, feeding their spirit daily, being amongst like-minded people, seeking counsel. And it takes a toll down the road, because then you're not fully locked in. Then you're not fully as rooted as you believed that you were. So let's go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. And I want to start at verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure.
So the scriptures tell you, first and foremost, he said, look, when you come to serve the Most High, people think when you come into this truth, life is supposed to be just amazing at that point. I know the truth. I know who I am. I'm an Israelite. It's all cake. You might get, that zeal, that high you get when you come into something new. It's like, even like a relationship called the honeymoon phase. But then it dies off. You come into this truth, a year, 2 years, you old. Like, I know I'm Israelite. I'm finna go teach everybody. We about to be on. We about to wake up the people. But then what happens when the high dies down? Then what happens when you have these recycled doctrines coming over and over that you have to disprove over and over? It's like, man, this is redundant. This gets tiring. Then what happens when you having the same argument because your same family members or your same friends still talking about, oh, you still on that Bible kick, huh? You still thinking this? You still think? What happens after that? It was all fun and games originally. Oh, I'm cutting them up with the scriptures. Oh, I'm doing it for the Most High. And then time continues on. It ain't as fun as it once was because you had just learned it. It was something new. You can go show other people how smart you are. What happens after that? Right? It says, if you come to serve the Lord, when you come to serve the Most High, it says prepare yourself for temptation. And it may not even come off the rip. It's probably not even going to come in the beginning. Because in your mind, you're like, well, I know this is going to happen because, they trying to pull me away. It's going to come when you're comfortable. It's going to come when you're not studying as much. It's going to come when you're not congregating with your brothers and your sisters as much. It's going to hit you when you're low. But it said to always remember that. When you come to serve the Most High, understand you're going to go through some temptation. Read verse 2.
Verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Hold on. It said, matter of fact, finish the verse first. Finish the verse.
And constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
It says, set your heart aright. First thing first, check yourself. Put yourself in a clear mind state. Have clarity in your mind. Set your heart aright. Really have your focus on the Most High. And it said, through it all, through everything that you go through, constantly endure. That's the big one. Constantly endure. It didn't say sometimes. It didn't say most of the time. It didn't say only when it gets tough. Because things could be smooth sailing. And just out of the blue, it's like, man, I don't know. I'm just, for some reason, ain't nothing went wrong or nothing. It's just, I'm just not in the spirit. I'm not feeling it. Anytime. It said constantly, at all times, make sure that you're enduring. Make sure that you locked in and you focused on the Most High, right? And it says, and make not haste in a time of trouble. So when stuff get rough, don't start rushing to what do you want to call it? Don't start rushing to, well, man, damn, this is too hard, man. I'm about to just go back to doing this. I'm going to go back to doing that. It said, no, don't make haste. Don't start moving all foolishly. Don't start moving all faulty just because things got rough. Just because you got hit with what's called a time of trouble. So don't start making haste in that time. Stay patient, stay rooted, stay focused, lock in. That's when you need to lock in the most. Verse 3, read that.
Verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
And this is the reason. It said, don't make haste. Don't start saying, man, it was easier back when I was in the streets. It was easier when I was messing with these hoes. I can't even get no girls now. I'm talking about this stuff. I was making more money at this time. Now I'm trying to keep the Sabbath, and now my money is funny. It said, don't start making haste. Don't start making these foolish and rash decisions when stuff get tough. It says, as a matter of fact, you need to cleave unto the Most High. That's where you need to grab hold of this truth, grab hold of the Most High with everything that you got. It says, and don't depart. Depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at your last end. It's a test. You're being tested. It said, and if you pass this test and hold on to the Most High, you're going to be increased at your last end. Meaning, everything that you thought you wanted, you'll get that within righteousness. You'll get that and more. You're going to be increased. I'm going to give you more than you could have imagined. But stay locked into me. Don't start wavering. Don't start, oh man, you know what? I don't know if this is for me. Don't start, oh man, you know, I was too hard. I feel like, man, that probably wasn't even it. That wasn't, Most High don't make it that difficult. Don't start them excuses. Lock into the Most High. And he said, I'm going to give you more than you ever could have dreamed of. I'm going to increase you in the end. But have faith. Read on. Read verse 4.
Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate.
Again, he said, whatever you go through, a lot of us is going through stuff right now. This is trying times. He said, whatever you're going through, take it cheerfully. Take it on, as they say, take it on the chin. I'm going through it, but you know what? Cool. You know why? Because I know one of two things is going on. Either I've been messing up and the Most High is judging me, or it's just a test. And if I stay locked in and I pass this test, I'm going to get hit with blessings. I just got to stay humble and stay locked into the Most High. Focus on him. Not focus on what's going wrong, but focus on why it's going wrong. Check my own spirit. Look internally. Read, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. When stuff get rough, weather the storm. I was telling you, weather the storm. Because eventually after the storm comes the sunshine. That's the truth. So you may be going through it. But guaranteed, if you stay 10 toes, if you stay rooted, you keep your nose down, you keep your hand on that plow, I guarantee you the Most High got you. Verse 5. Read verse 5.
Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
This is it right here. It said just like gold is tried. He compared us to gold. He said, just like I try gold, we put gold in the fire, burning out all of its impurities. That's what these tests are for. He said, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. He says, so the fire that you're dealing with is adversity. I want to see if you acceptable to me. Because a lot of people swear up and down that they really with this truth. Until it get rough. That character show when it's a struggle. That character show when ain't nobody looking, when ain't nobody watching. Your true character come out. So the Most High said, I'm going to hit you with the struggle. I'm going to hit you and it's probably going to be a little rough. But I want to see if you really for me, if you really bout it. Because if you ain't bout it, it's going to show. So it said, just like I tried gold to remove all its impurities, I'm going to hit you with all type of adversity. Let me see how you handle it. Let me see how you grow from it. Let me remove all of your impurities. That's how we do it. That's what the Most High is saying. Let's continue to read. I want to read on. I want to get down to, we're going to get down to 10. Verse 6.
Verse 6, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him.
They said it again. Order your way aright. Focus on the Most High. Set your way right. Read on.
Verse 7, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside, lest ye fall.
Again, this is chapter 2, Sirach 2. It reiterates the same point over and over. It's going to get rough. Don't fall off. It's going to get rough. Don't get faint-hearted. It's going to get rough. Don't walk away. It said, go not aside, lest you fall. Stay focused on the most high. Otherwise, you're going to fall. And it's a terrible thing to fall from the grace of the Most High. People feel like they hit the world. They get back into the world. They fall out or they leave the truth, go back into the world, and they're like, oh, my God, I just knew that that wasn't the truth because I'm so happy now. I'm so blessed. First of all, that's so short-lived. It's ridiculous. I've seen it happen. Literally watched it happen. An individual left the truth, went into the world, swore up and down. Now I'm really receiving blessings. I knew that was wrong. I can't believe it. I'm so blessed now. And the Most High is laughing. But very, very shortly after, all hell hit. And just like the scriptures tell you, and I think Proverbs 1, he said, I'm going to laugh at your calamity. You left me, and you think I'm blessing you? That's cute. That's funny. Now you're going through it. Oh, my God, why would God do this? That's cute. He said, I'm going to laugh at your calamity. Everything you're going through now, I'm going to laugh at it. Because you were so foolish enough to walk away. So the Most High said, constantly endure. Order your way right. Always check your spirit and be focused on the Most High. Trust in Him. Go not aside so you don't fall. Verse 8. Excuse me. Yeah, verse 8. Read verse 8 for me.
Verse 8. Ye that fear the Lord, believe Him, and your reward shall not fail.
Read.
Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy.
Ultimately, he's saying that's what you got. That's what you got to look forward to. If you really fear the Most High, you're going to have joy. He said you're going to, he said, hope for good, so good fortune will come to you. And for everlasting joy. You're going to get joy from honestly, sincerely focusing on the Most High. And everlasting mercy. Most High said, if I know you have a sincere heart toward me, I know we have our ups and downs, especially being in the flesh. He said, but if you got a sincere heart, understand that I'm going to give you mercy. I got mercy for you if you really bout it. If you really locked in and you 10 toes like you say. I got you. Yeah, you're going to have your, here and there. Have your situations here and there. But if you really about this work, you really about this truth, understand, I got you. Verse 10. And this is the one, because a lot of people forget this. And this is why the scriptures tell you to study yourself. Study to show yourself approved, rather. Because a lot of people, they don't. And then stuff get wild and their faith is weak. Because they wasn't locked in. Read verse 10, please.
Verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see. Did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Read.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
He said, yeah, a lot of people done went through it. A lot of your forefathers had them issues. A lot of your forefathers had that fear. A lot of your forefathers got slapped in the face with affliction and tribulation up until death. He said, now look at them and tell me which one of them I turn my back on. Which one of the ones that was really locked in said, I'm riding for the Most High, that he turned his back on when they called to him. Most High is, y'all got to understand, we really got to be about this. And that's the whole point of this lesson. Stay the course. Stuff get rough, but it's going to happen. You got to stay on course. You got to have what's called tunnel vision. To hell with what's going on over there. To hell with what's going on in the world. To hell with what's going on with your family who moving wickedly. To hell what's going on in the media. All of that don't matter. Stay the course. Stay focused on the Most High. Stay focused on developing your spirit. Stay focused on developing your relationship with the Most High, because he already said, dog, I put you in these curses. I told you in advance this was going to happen. And it's happening to a T. All you got to do is lock in on me. And you're going to catch all these blessings and it's going to happen to a T. Stay the course. Stay locked in. Take me over to Second Thessalonians. I want Second Thessalonians chapter 3. And I want we're going to start at verse 1. So we got a lot that be going on. A lot that be going on in Israel. A lot of times we ain't focused on what we should be focused on. A lot of times we ain't focused on building. A lot of times we ain't focused on salvation. It's the drama. You go and look at all of the videos, and Israel flocks to all the drama. If it ain't music videos, it's the drama. It's the heresies. It's the, oh, we getting cut. Oh, can he defend the doctrine? Turn into a, excuse my language, a shit show. It's a circus. It's a circus. And it's unfortunate, but that's really what it is. People ain't doing this out of sincerity. I see a lot of people on social media these days. Okay, chapter 3. I see a lot of people on social media these days. They ain't doing it. This truth is a fad. This truth is done for the clout. Brothers want to poke their chest out as I'm such an intelligent teacher. I'm going to use words that I just looked up in the dictionary yesterday. The word that I just found in the thesaurus so I can sound smarter. I'm doing it so sisters look at me like, oh my God, he has such rank. He's a captain. Oh my God, he's a bishop. He's a deacon. He's a leader. I want him. And he'll lead you straight to hell. It's all for jokes. It's all for fun these days. It's all for clout. But let's see what the scriptures say real quick. 2 Thessalonians 3:1. We'll start at 1.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 1. Finally, brethren, pray for us, that the word of the Lord may have free course and be glorified, even as it is with you. And that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men.
It says stay locked in. Pray. Pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course. That the word of the Lord can go out there freely. Do what it does. It says, and be glorified. The word of the Lord be glorified. Not other men. Not your camp leader. Not your bishop. Not your deacon. Not your chief priest elder. It said, let the word of the Lord be glorified, right? Then it says, even as it is with you. These men I was putting in the work. Most High is glorified just in you guys. You guys show the Most High's glory, right? And it says, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. That stuff we got to pray for. Because there's a lot of that in Israel. But the scriptures told you that would happen. We're going to get that next. The scripture said that was going to happen. It said, pray that we get delivered from unreasonably wicked men. Because when you look at what's going on in Israel, a lot of the ones that be way up here be the ones that's leading the people astray. You got some that are solid, sincere brothers. Then you got some, it's like, I'm going to follow him because he got so much knowledge. Oh, my God, he reads books. But he ain't teaching you the law. He ain't teaching you the foundation. He ain't teaching you character. He ain't teaching you virtue. He ain't teaching you the things the Most High cares about. He ain't teaching you humility. He ain't teaching against pride. I've said it and I'll say it again. Torah, keeping the law, that's half the battle. In the Torah, you don't read much about pride, but through the scriptures, you see how the Most High feels about pride. You don't read a whole lot about humility, but you see the individuals in the scriptures and how they move and which ones the Most High dealt with. And a lot of times it was those that were humble. Those that were meek. Scriptures tell you the Lord exalts the lowly. He's honored in the lowly. He will exalt the meek. in Sirach. It tells you that. But the ones that are usually the wicked ones be the sharpest. They done read 100 books, 1,000 articles, watched 700 YouTube videos. They be out there beating up on the Kemetic community. They be out there beating up on the Muslims. Cool. All praise that you defending the gospel in that sense. But then when it comes back to your own people, are you teaching them to walk right, walk Christ-like, walk in wisdom toward those that are without? A lot of times it's not happening. So it said, deliver us from unreasonably wicked men. Unreasonable and wicked men. Start at the top of verse 2, please.
Verse 2, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith.
Read on.
But the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil.
And it says, if you really, with this word, if you really about this truth, he said the Lord will keep you and the Lord will establish you. The Most High gonna have your back, and he's going to establish you, have you locked in, have you rooted. But that's only if you really about this. That's only if you really serious about this. Not just a weekend warrior, not just an internet warrior, a keyboard warrior. If you really about this work, if you really about this spiritual growth, if you really ready to take on this tribulation that we gonna go through, if you really in your mind saying, I'm not gonna fold. He said, I'll keep you. I got you. Just pray, and I got your back, right? Let's jump over to 2 Peter. 2 Peter 2. Getting to the point that I just stated. Let's go to 2 Peter 2. And 2 and verse 1. 2 Peter 2 and 1.
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people.
So it said, clear as day. And that's what a lot of people are, oh yeah, that's them Christian pastors. No! That's Prophet Muhammad. No! That's Malcolm X. No! MLK. No! That's talking about your own brothers. Your own brothers. Those that are Israelites. Those that are teaching the truth. Right? Read on.
But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction.
So it said, just like it was false prophets back then, you're going to have false teachers today. And they're going to bring in what's called damnable heresies. You ain't got to keep the law no more. Christ didn't exist. Christ isn't the Messiah. Things that you can ultimately get put to death for. Things that you can't be forgiven for. Yeah, that too. Trying to put Christ on the same level as the Most High. All of those, it said this is it's bound to happen. The question is why? Because at the end of the day, the question is, are you going to follow? Who are you going to follow? You going to study to show yourself approved? You going to seek through these scriptures, pray to the Most High, ask for understanding? Or you just going to blindly follow your leader? But blindly follow the bishop? But blindly follow my deacon, my captain? Here's the thing, the Most High sets up teachers for you, of course. But he also said, study to show yourself approved. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You still got to put in the work. I've seen it myself. People who don't get in these scriptures, just no different than the Christians. I open my Bible on Sundays. I open my Bible on Friday evening. Only time I open it. Don't open it during the week. Ain't feeding my spirit during the week. Ain't watching no videos during the week on how to build myself up. I'm a weekend brew. Most High said, people like you, your time is short here. It's the truth. Your time will be short here. We got to stay locked in. This ain't the time to be wavering. This ain't the time to be back and forth. This ain't the time to be faint-hearted. None of that. None of it. Smart. Let's go to Romans 5. Yeah. I want to go to no, excuse me. Before we go to Romans, let's go to Baruch. I want to go to Baruch chapter 4 first. We get the scripture. Baruch chapter 4, and I want verse 1.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever.
So it said this is the book of the Most High. The law that's going to endure forever. Not until Christ comes back and dies and now we don't have to keep it anymore. Not until, well, you know, we're in America. Those laws don't apply to now. That was biblical times. Like, this isn't biblical times. It said this law will endure forever, right? Read.
This is the book of the commandments of commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life.
Said the Most High. Most High said, everyone who keeps these laws, I got your back. Again, if you stay that course and you stay locked in, I got your back. But what's the flip side?
But such as leave it shall die.
But if you turn aside, you're going to fall. If you turn aside, you're going to die. This ain't the time to do that. You hear it all the time. You even heard it back then. The ending is near. But you got to also remember, technically it is near. We still are in the last days. Most High said, what is 1,000 years? That's a day. So when they were talking about this about 1,000 years ago, they wasn't lying. They're like, it's closer than you think. And then you look at everything that's going on today, where there's literally a famine, where wickedness is literally on a rise, righteousness is on a decline. It's now taboo to live right. You don't smoke weed, what? You ain't fucking these hoes, what? You a virgin. You judging gay people? Oh, he's discriminating because he don't like transvestites. He may be homophobic. All of this is so backwards. So backwards. We're literally in the last days. And as time goes on, you see things ain't getting no better. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. And it's getting worse. This is the time to constantly endure. This is not the time to fall off. So from the top it says, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that will endure forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but all such as leave it shall die. Most High can promise you that. If you leave this truth, you gonna die. It may not be the next day, next month, next year. But he gonna hit you with all the things you gonna wish you never had to deal with. And even if he don't touch you at this very moment, guess what? There's this thing called judgment that ain't too far away. And you have to deal with him there. So while you thinking you good right now, you thinking I'm living it up right now, I got the hoes right now, I got the money right now, I'm gonna shake that ass to get this bread, I got my OnlyFans page, I'm living a life. Cool. You have to deal with me real soon. That's how the Most High is looking at it. You have to deal with me real soon. Don't sweat it. From there, let's go to Romans. Let's go to Romans 5. Let's go to Romans chapter 5. And I want verse 3 and verse 4.
Romans chapter 5 and verse 3. And not only so, but we glories in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope.
Excuse me. I'm a read it from 3 because I was actually looking for it. It says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also. So he was telling the Romans at the time, he said, when stuff get rough, when stuff get hard, we're going to glory in that too. All praise to the Most High. It is what it is. Because it could be so much worse. The Lord is looking out. It says, and not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience. Now, the crazy thing about this, if you look up that word patience right here, in the Greek, it translates to the word endurance. It says, so me being able to endure this, if I can glorify and be like, cool, what else you got for me, Most High? He said, it's going to breed endurance. It's going to teach you to hold fast to the Most High. It's going to teach you to stay strong when stuff get tough. It breeds endurance. And then it says, and patience will breed experience. And experience will breed hope. So through your endurance, you'll be hit with a number of different things. But you're able to get through it all. What does it mean it breeds experience? Now you are familiar with a particular situation. And your experience can be a blessing to someone else who may be dealing with the same situation. They may need words of comfort. They may need words of wisdom. And guess who can bring it to them? Because they were able to endure and stay the course. Guess who now has the experience and knows how to deal with it and can help someone else deal with it? Because they stayed down and they stayed locked in. It says, and with that experience comes hope. Because guess now who has hope? Guess now who has more faith? You, because you made it through it, and that individual that you helped. Most High said, endure the struggles, endure the hardships, because it's going to make you better. It's going to make you stronger. Let's go to Romans. Do I want Romans? No. Let's go to Galatians first. Galatians chapter 6. Galatians chapter 6. We're going to start at verse 7. We'll read down to 9.
Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Read on.
For he that soweth to his flesh, so shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit, shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
So whatever you putting into yourself, whatever you putting out there, whatever seeds you dropping, you're going to reap the fruits of it. If it's all about the fleshly things, that's what you focused on, okay. You go ahead and reap the fruits of that. It may look good at the beginning. It may look amazing at the beginning. But watch how fast it deteriorates. Watch how fast it falls and it dwindles. It said, but if you feeding that soul, if you feeding that spirit, read the second half of that, please.
For he that soweth to his flesh, so of the flesh reap corruption.
But
he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
It said, but if you sowing into your spirit, if you sowing into this truth, if you locked into the Most High, he said, you got life everlasting. And the thing is, you read all through the scriptures. If you keep these laws and you locked in with these laws and the people around you are locked into these laws and they like-minded, you get joy. You got less stress. You got less headaches. Less problems. Less drama. More brotherly love. More unity. It said, start reaping into the spiritual things. And watch how you have life everlasting. Don't get it twisted. Like you said, Most High ain't mocked. So for y'all who reaping into the flesh and thinking, I'm getting it how I get it. I'm pimping these hoes. I'm tricking these niggas. I'm making this money, busting it open. All of y'all that think all this twerking stuff ain't played out, are women demoralized, demeaning themselves. Y'all think that's what it is? That's what y'all want to glamorize? This, y'all want to throw it in rotation, all of that? Most High said, you're going to reap all the corruption of that too. All of it. Trust me. He said, but if you put your heart in this, put your heart and your mind into this, watch what happens. Read on. Verse 9.
Verse 9, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not.
If we don't faint, we are going to reap. We are going to gather. We are going to gain the fruits from our works. But you can't grow weary. You can be like, man, I'm doing this shit for nothing, dog. Israel ain't gonna get it. Man, I've been doing all this work. I'm still broke. Man, I need to find a better job. Because eventually you're going to fall out. You're going to feel like it's not fruitful, and you're like, it's time for me to go. Most High say you lost your blessing. You missed out. You can't grow weary. You got to stay hungry for it. Got to stay hungry. Even professional athletes know this. They say, man, once I got comfortable, I stopped grinding. I wasn't as good as I was. They take that same mindset in the sport that they play. Perfect example of a person who never got complacent, Floyd Mayweather. He said, I'm rich. I sleep on silk sheets. I got everything I ever wanted. He said, but I grind, I train like I got nothing. Why? Because that keeps him hungry. When you grind like you ain't got nothing, you got something that you chasing, you work, you put that much more work into it. You're that much more ambitious. You're that much more driven to do it. Floyd knew that. A lot of people that hit that peak of success, they get comfortable and they start to dwindle. They're not as good as they were. They're not as sharp as they were. They're not as crisp as they were. Overall, they don't look as good as they once did because they comfortable. I got the silk sheets. I got the marble floors. Got the chandelier. Got the mansion. I'm good. Most High said, nah, don't grow weary. Don't say, oh, I'm done. Don't get comfortable. Don't get complacent. Don't sit up there looking like, man, I feel like we ain't getting nothing out of this, really. It don't matter. He said, don't do that. He said, don't grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you're going to reap. If you don't faint, if you don't fall off, if you don't dwindle. Let's jump back over to Romans. Romans 8 and verse 18.
Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
It said, for what we going through right now, it said it's not even worthy to be compared. You could be going through the worst of the worst. It said, but if you stay locked into this, you won't even be able to compare. You're gonna forget about that when the Most High gives you your glory, when the Most High hits you with that, well done, my good and faithful servant. you're going to be like, shit, them 20, 30 years of this struggle was worth it. Because I'm good from here on out. I'm good from now on. Because I endured. I stayed locked in. I had my tunnel vision on the Most High. It wasn't that bad. Look at everything I got now. Small sacrifice for the greater good. Small sacrifice for a great reward. Not even a great reward of, I don't know. I'm going to have to go look in the thesaurus to give you a word better than great. Outstanding. Amazing. I don't know, Shamar. Give me something. I don't know. How would you describe the glory that the Most High is going to give you?
Flabbergasting.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how you. That's what's gonna be going on in your mind. That's how you gonna feel. Like, nah, okay, I'm speechless. It's beyond me. I can't even fathom it. All because you stayed the course for a short period of time. Because you stay locked in. It's not. It's literally, what is 20 years, 30 years? What is 100 years to everlasting? It's nothing. It's easy. Read that from the top, please. 8 and 18. Romans 8 and 18.
Verse 18, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
To the glory which shall be revealed unto us if we stay 10 toes down and we stay locked in. Said everything that you've gone through, you're going to forget about. Everything that you're going through, you ain't even going to remember. Let's jump over to, let's go to Proverbs. We're going to Proverbs 24. And I'm going to read 1 through 4 first. Then we're going to drop down to 10. Don't be worried about what they got going on. And don't be trying to be a part of them. Verse 2.
Verse 2, for their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief.
Read.
Through wisdom is an house builded, and by understanding it is established.
Is the Most High is telling you so? Don't sit up here and try to be with the wicked. Don't be envying them. Don't look at them and say, man, I wish I had that. Damn, he got a McLaren. He got a Ferrari. Damn, he got a Lambo. Man, he got all the hoes. He fly. He got bread. Said, don't focus on that. Saying, don't try to be in his position, because look at how he got it. Christ said it. What's it worth if you gain the world and lose your soul? If a man gain the world and lose his soul? Because again, he having his fun here. Have his 50, 60 years of fun. But what is that to eternal hell? He wanted that immediate gratification, that immediate satisfaction, and then you got literally forever. Like, think about what forever is. The earth has been here approximately 12,000 years. That's a speck. Not even a speck in the eyes of forever. So 60 years? You want to do dirt so you can live comfortably for 60 years and then go through all types of hell for the rest of the existence of the universe, the worlds, which is everlasting, eternal, perpetual? Really? It said, don't desire to be like that. It said, because a house is going to be established. Anything that's done right is going to be established through wisdom and understanding. Read on.
Verse 4, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches.
At the end of the day, okay, he got all of this stuff right now, but guess what? Doing his righteous work, utilizing the proper wisdom that the Most High has, that he locked in for us. He said that is how a house is really going to be established and established forever. That's verse 4. That's how your chambers are going to be filled with the precious and pleasant riches. Not talking about stuff today. $100,000, $100 million. He ain't talking about that. That's nothing in the eyes of the Most High. He talking about real riches. That everlasting life. That rulership. He said you got to have that wisdom and understanding. You got to be locked into this. Don't be focused on them. Drop down to verse 10.
Verse 10, if thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small.
So when you read on all the way down to 10, it talks about what your strength is. It's talking about wisdom and knowledge. Really being locked into this. And it tells you, if you faint when it gets rough, guess what? Your strength is small. What does that mean? Your wisdom was small. Your understanding of this word was small. You wasn't as sharp as you thought. You got to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate. It said matter of fact, let me see which verse it was. Verse 5, a wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increaseth strength. But if you faint when it get rough, your strength was small. You wasn't as smart, you wasn't as sharp, you wasn't as locked in, you wasn't as rooted as you thought you was. You wasn't staying the course like you thought you was. You wasn't self-examining your spirit like you should have been. That's what staying the course is. Locking into these scripts. Staying around righteous individuals, like-minded individuals. Constantly checking yourself. Constantly evaluating your moves. Constantly checking your spirit. Constantly making sure that you're humble. Peter 5. We'll read 8 and 9. 1 Peter 5, 8 and 9. It's crazy. We read this scripture often. A lot of Israel read this scripture. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8.
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
So it says Satan is out there. The devil is out there preying on you. You got brothers and sisters praying for you. You got the devil who's preying on you. It's different. And remember, it said that's your adversary. So your adversary is going to bring you adversity. And if you faint during the time of adversity, that means you wasn't sober. It means you wasn't vigilant. It means you wasn't locked in, wasn't checking your spirit, wasn't constantly seeking the Most High. That's why the Most High tell you. That's why it was written. Paul said it. To warn the people, be sober. Be sober-minded. Be aware. Be alert. Be vigilant. Same thing. Focus in. Lock in. Be spiritually aware. See what's going on. It says because your adversary, he's coming to make you faint. He's coming to test your strength. It's not a game. He's coming to test your strength. And if he finds out that your strength is small, oh, he's going to keep coming. Because eventually he's going to get you and pull you out. Verse 9.
Verse 9, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith. We need to steadfastly resist Satan. You need to be rooted. You need to be unmovable on your square. Fast and locked down. It's telling you to resist Satan, right? Or resist the devil who's coming to prey on you. Pray for one another. And hopefully Satan ain't in you and we praying on one another. It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith. So through our faith is how we resist him. Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. The same things that you going through, same thing they going through. But guess what? You better know better. You've been here too long. You should be locked in. Should be nothing for you. Cool, Satan, you pulling up with your bullshit. Whatever. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Do what you do. I've been here before. But you got to be locked in spiritually. You got to be moving right. Let's go to Psalm 34. Psalm 34, verse 19. Psalm chapter 34, verse 19. You read it when you got it.
Psalm chapter 34, verse 19. Many are the afflictions of the righteous.
So is that the righteous have many afflictions. It says many are the afflictions of the righteous. When you're trying to do right, boy, oh boy, does everything go wrong. When you're trying to live right, man, oh man, ain't everybody trying to give you hell. Right? But read on.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all.
Remember what I read in Sirach chapter 2 earlier? It said, when has the Most High ever forsook his people? When has he not had your back? If you locked in, and you got faith in the Lord, and you focused, he gonna deliver you. He got you. It's nothing. It's easy. Let's go to Joshua. Joshua chapter 1. We're going to read 9 and 10. It's easy. It said when you're going through temptation, that's when you need to seek me more. When you going through the struggle, that's when you need to come look for me more. Because I already told you it was going to happen. Because when you have a spirit that's adverse to evil, that spirit's going to be adverse to you. And they're going to try you. It's just going to happen that way. Now the question is, are you going to faint? Are you going to give up? Are you going to give in? Or are you going to stay down? Are you going to seek the Most High through everything that's going on? Are you going to seek him? Something you got to ask yourself. Is your strength small? Is your strength large? Got to ask yourself. What I tell you to get, Joshua? Read that.
Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage.
Read.
Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying,
Excuse me, let me see. Excuse me, I just needed 9. I'm sorry. It says, have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage. That was back when we was going to war. Joshua was like, man, Most High done had our back thus far. Every time we reached out to him, he was there for us. We need to be strong and of good courage. Through all adversity, we need to stay locked in and focus on the Most High and believe that he's going to pull us out, because he's done it before and he'll do it again. Easy. It's really nothing for him to do. To do it, rather. So it said, be strong and of good courage. Stuff is getting crazy. You're meeting a lot of adversity. Life is getting rough. But be strong and have courage. Because you got brothers and sisters that got your back. You got the Most High that got your back. Now that ain't going to change. So long as you stay rooted, so long as you stay down, it's not going to change. Take me to, let's go to James. Actually, let's go to Proverbs first. Then I want James. Proverbs 3. Proverbs chapter 3. And I want I want verse 5. Proverbs 3 and 5. And 5 and 6.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
First and foremost, trust in the Most High. Not kind of, sort of. Not half-ass. But with all your heart. What's up, Bob? Speak up. You said some people say they trust in the Lord but do wicked stuff and what? God. So God. Where's the thing? There's a difference. There's a difference between faith and foolishness, and that's the issue. So the brother was asking, pertaining to this particular scripture, how do you find the balance between trusting in the Lord and not leaning to your understanding, and not be at a point where it's like, well, I'm a trust in the Lord and I'm doing something that's borderline tempting the Most High. Well, there's a difference between being faithful, having faith, having trust in the Most High, and being foolish. Most High also, when he said, when the Lord says trust in the Most High and not lean not to your own understanding, he's telling you, I gave you everything you need. I gave you, as people refer to it as in the acronym, basic instructions before leaving earth. I've given you everything you need. I told you how to be wise. I told you what wisdom was. I gave you the law and told you how it would benefit you. So don't sit up there in your own mind and start wanting to move a certain way and try to justify it. No, trust in me. I've already told you what it was. I already told you what it is. And I already told you I got your back as long as you move it right. That's what I mean by trust in the Lord. Be like, Most High, I'm going through something right now, but I've been doing everything right by you. So I got faith that you're going to get me out of this. That's what it means. Trust in the Lord. And don't lean to your understanding like, well, shit, I mean, I guess Most High must want me to rob this nigga because I ain't got no job. He ain't giving me no, I ain't got an interview yet. He must want me to rob somebody. That's foolish reasoning. That's what it is. Most High said, trust in me. I done literally sat next to brothers. I know brothers personally that would this trust in the Lord and lean out to your own understanding. They did that shit to a T. No job, no income, couldn't got to a point where they couldn't pay rent, about to be evicted, no food in the house, them and their family. Got to a place, car broke down. And like when I say everything that could go wrong went wrong, everything went wrong aside from their health. Had faith in the Most High, continued on doing what they was doing, still looking for a job, still doing this, still doing that. Most High put them in a very financially comfortable and financially advantageous position. One of the most charitable brothers I know now. He was one of the most charitable brothers I knew then, but got hit with hard times. Most High said, I'm going to test you today. I'm going to test you this month. I'm going to test you this year. He held on. He stayed strong, and he ain't even got to work. Comfortable. Still giving charity. Still helping build. Still looking out for brothers. Because he trusted in the Most High. He didn't start freaking out. He didn't cuss out the most. None of that. Didn't lean to his own understanding. Well, shit. Clearly the Most High ain't looking out for me. None of that. Locked in. Completely locked in. So it says verse, what was that, 3 and... where are we? Proverbs... Was that 3 and 5? Yes, trust in the Lord, trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to your own understanding. And watch this, verse 6. Shamar, you still there? Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6, it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. So the Most High is telling you there, he's going to direct you. He's going to set your steps aright. He's going to make sure you're walking in the right way. If you focus on him, if you locked into him, not making up excuses, not making up reasons. Because there's some people, I left the truth because, hell, I was struggling. Most I didn't look out. Brothers didn't look out. But didn't really sit back and say, maybe I'm being tested. Maybe I'm being judged. Because these would be the same individuals that ain't putting in no work, ain't showing no charity, always got something to say. But they doing the work. They out there they out there street teaching. They putting together lessons. They trying to debate people all the time. I guess that's enough, right? Most High's supposed to look out for me if I'm doing that, right? Come on. So it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. No matter what it is that's going on, always acknowledge the Most High. Things ain't all right, man, Most High. I need to check myself. Let me see. Okay, no, I've been doing everything. I've been doing everything to my knowledge properly. I done had a sincere and a clean heart. Okay, Most High, you got to be testing me. You got to be testing me. I'm going to continue to walk in your path. I'm going to continue to move in righteousness. I know you're going to have my back. You got me. Right? We're going to hit James chapter 1. Shamar, you back?
God.
Okay, let's go to James chapter 2. I'm sorry, chapter 1. And we're going to read chapter 2. I'm sorry, verse 2. James chapter 1 and verse 2. We're going to write that down to verse 8. We almost done, Israel. We got one or two more.
James chapter 1 and verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations.
It says, brothers, if you're going through it, all praise to the Most High. Cool. It's all good. Verse 3. Verse 3.
Salak, I was muted. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience.
Again, your faith being tried, this tribulation working on you, it said it breeds patience or endurance. Verse 4.
But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing.
And through this endurance, you develop, you spiritually develop, and you won't be lacking in anything because you're at that point of spiritual maturity. Read.
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him.
Again, there goes your strength. If you lacking, if you spiritually weak, talk to the Most High. But let's continue to read. Let's see. There's some stipulations to this, right? Read.
But let him ask in faith. Nothing wavering.
Read that again.
Nothing wavering.
One more.
Nothing wavering.
You can't be sitting there like, Lord, I need wisdom. I need faith. Man, shit, I know he ain't going to give it to me, though. I mean, I doubt he going to give it to me. Shit, I mean, why would he give it to me? I mean, shoot, you know, what if he don't give it to me? I'm praying. He probably ain't even listening to me right now. If you ain't locked in saying, I'm doing my best, Most High, I'm sincerely trying, and I'm doing my best, and I have faith that you got me. I got faith in you. If you ain't saying that, he said, don't ask at all. If it's funny. There's a quote that I heard a while ago, and it said, whether you think you can do it or you can't do it, you're right. Whether you think you can do it or you can't do it, you're right. Scriptures tell you, as a man thinketh, so is he. You doubting the Most High? Perfect. You don't think he gonna give it to you? You're absolutely right. Even if you're doing everything you're supposed to do, you don't think he can give it to you? You're absolutely correct. You doubting it? You're correct. If you're doing everything you're supposed to do and you believe he can give it to you, you're correct. That's the truth. So it says, don't be wavering. You come to the Most High. You come talk to him. You best to come with your damn chest out. Poke your chest out, hold your chin up. Talk to him in confidence, knowing that he got your back. Read on up.
If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High. Verse 6. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
Read.
For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord.
If you wavering, don't think the Most High is going to, he ain't going to give you nothing. Go ahead. He said, how do you not waver? What do you mean? So how do you keep your faith up, essentially, is what you're asking? You got to feed your spirit. Once you understand that this is what it is. Once you understand the scriptures, what is there to doubt? Why would you waver at that point? If you really locked in, I've met people who really knew their scriptures, not just I know precepts because I watch all these videos. No, really understanding this word. Really sitting back and reading these scriptures and really abiding by it. What you got to fear? Most High said, if I'm doing everything right, if I'm moving in all righteousness, if I'm really locked into these laws, I'm really checking my spirit every day, I'm really building my character daily, my virtue daily, why wouldn't I think the Most High got my back? You look at that today. It's the same as in the world, you knowing your worth. If I know that I'm the best mother on the team, I'm like, coach, get me the ball. Why wouldn't I think he ain't gonna give me the ball? He has faith in me. I got faith in me. I got faith that he's gonna make the right decision. If the Most High is like, this man is doing everything that I asked him to do, and I know that I'm working my ass off for the Most High. I'm checking my spirit for the Most High. I'm moving it all right. I'm like, everything. I'm trying to make sure that I'm to a T. I may not be absolutely perfect, but the Most High knows that I'm trying. Why wouldn't I believe that the Most High is going to bless me or give me the things that I'm asking for? I put in too much work to doubt that. It's literally, it's funny. Like if you were an athlete in the world, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the principles, the disciplining, the confidence, all of those things, training, it literally can be attributed to you can literally do the same thing in the scriptures. Repetition. They tell you in practice, repetition. And then it'll be like clockwork. Repetition breeds muscle memory. Guess what? Repetition in these scriptures breeds muscle memory. Study film. Study the word. You study film, you'll get better. You'll start to understand more. You study the scriptures, you'll start to understand more. You bust your ass in practice, you're going to show out in the game. You bust your ass in moving in righteousness and making sure you're doing everything as right as you can, you're going to show out for the Most High. guess what? You get player of the week, player of the year, MVP. You get all the blessings that you want from the Most High. It's literally the same. It's the same thing. It's crazy. It's the same thing. And you know, it's so crazy. I bet a lot of people ain't even think about it like that. A lot of people ain't think about it like that. It's like you rap, Peasy. Muscle memory with lyricism. You sit there, you practice freestyling all the time. Eventually, it's going to be like second nature. That's all that's running in your brain right now. You hear a beat come on, you're like, yep, there it is. You pick up the beat, and you spit, and it's just like, this is what I do. It's easy. Because I practice, and I practice. Same thing in these scriptures. And the more that you practice, the more comfortable you get. You can do it confidently in front of everybody. Because some people can freestyle their butt off in the shower. They get around people, their brain shuts off because they nervous. It's kind of like teaching. You're nervous for a while, then you get comfortable with it. Now, you're shining. It's literally the same thing in this walk. You may not have understood a lot as a baby when you first came in this truth. But then, you continued on. You was locked in, reading these scriptures, getting understanding, looking toward wise and godly men. Really looking at the scriptures saying, this is how the Most High wants me to move. That's how I'm going to move. Now you can confidently go to the Most High because I'm like, Lord, you already know. If nobody's trying to live right for you, I am. So, Father, I'm asking for more wisdom. Grant me with more wisdom, please. And know in your heart, he got my back. Because I've been riding for him. It's the truth. That's what you got to do. Was that, no, that wasn't all of that. Where did we stop at? We stopped at 6?
Stopped at 8.
We didn't read 8 yet.
No, we're on 8.
Did we?
We're on 8.
Oh, no, I'm saying, did we read all 8?
No.
Okay.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
It says a man that is not sure. A man that is going back and forth, to and fro in his head. Well, what, is he going to give it to me? I feel like he should give it to me. I mean, I think I'm trying. But, man, what if he don't give it to me? Damn, what if, so crazy we doing all of this. What if this ain't even real? Like, what if this really ain't even the truth? If you going back and forth, he said you unstable in everything that you do. If you going to be rocking like that, you might as well step. He said, don't come to me wavering. Better come to me with your head up. You better come to me in confidence knowing this is what it is. Else you wasting both our time. Both of us. Last one. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew chapter 5. And I want verse 11 and 12. So I want to leave you off. With something I always meditate on. Sirach 2 is one of my favorites when I'm feeling down, when my spirit is really hit, and I'm like, man, I don't think I'm being judged. I don't think I've done nothing wicked. Sirach 2 is my go-to. It's like, man, this is what's going on. I'm being tested. Am I going to stand my ground? Am I going to stay 10 toes down, or am I about to fold? I'm about to stay locked in. Ecclesiasticus helps me with that all the time. That's my go-to when I'm feeling low. Real talk. But I'm going to leave you with this one, because this is what a lot of us go through right here. Trying to do right, live right, teach right. People hate you for it. People on your neck for it. Waiting for you to fall. Waiting for you to mess up. Can't wait. Let's start at verse 11.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. Blessed ye are when men shall revile you, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
It says, all praises. You're blessed when they hating on you, when they persecuting you, when they lying on you. All because you're trying to live right. All because you're trying to keep this truth. Damn. Oh, well, at that point it's like, you know what, I'm gonna just walk away. But no, it can be in something as random as you getting hit blindsided with some craziness like that, or it could be just someone literally, oh, look at this nigga, he think he better than everybody. Look at him. He talking that Bible again. What? I bet you we gonna catch him eating some pork. What? I can't wait. I can't wait until we see him cursing God. He think he's so high and mighty, and his car break down in the middle of the road or something. Oh, I thought you was blessed though. They can't wait to see you fall. All because you're trying to walk like Christ and teach everybody else to move righteously and walk like Christ. Give me 12.
Verse 12. Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
Read that again.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
One more time for the people in the back.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad. For great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
So always remember that. It says you going through what you're going through, people talking they mess, people waiting for your downfall, people looking for you to fail. It says rejoice. Be happy. Be exceeding glad. Be ecstatic. Your reward is great in heaven. Your reward is great in the kingdom. When it's time to rule. Everybody who was talking all that good stuff, woofing that mess, while they the lowest of the low, as they say, outside of the kingdom, burning, going through their afflictions forever. Look where you at, comfortable in the kingdom. Comfortable, ruling. And not just for a little bit, forever. Not temporary, permanent. Forever. So I'm going to leave it at that. Israel, if you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Facebook channel. We got content coming out almost every single day. Share the video, share the content, because we're trying to wake up the sheep. We're trying to wake up our people. We're trying to feed them. We're trying to strengthen their spirits. We're trying to build up their wisdom. We're trying to build up their faith. This is what we do. This is our contribution to the nation. One of the many things that we do to contribute to the nation. So y'all lock in. Y'all share it. Y'all like it. Y'all subscribe. And so with that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to pray it out. Again, another Tuesday night. Lord willing, it was edifying to the people. Another Bible Basics class in the books. Our brother Darash signing out. Shalom.